Hi, this is Janet Smart of Country Living, and I want to talk to you today about superstitions and old sayings. I've got a blog on the internet. It's called Writing in the Blackberry Patch. I think I started it around 2008, and some of the very first posts I did were about superstitions and old sayings and old wives' tales. So I went back and looked at them, and I ran them off. So I won't forget anything. So if you see me looking at the paper, sometimes that's what I'm doing. I tell these superstitions and old sayings to my kids, and I know they think I'm weird, but you might say it's part of my family's legacy that I'm handing down to them. We may live in a modern time now, but I don't want them to forget the old ways of their ancestors. And many early Appalachians, they were very superstitious. My grandmother was one of them. She was born in 1891, and she was very superstitious. And many of them just got passed down through the generations, and they stuck with us. We know that they're illogical and stuff, but some of them we still believe in anyway. And before I get started, I'd like to invite you to leave comments and tell us about some of your superstitions, or maybe about some of them that I've missed, or maybe just commenting on mine. And I'm sure I've left out quite a few. But are there any that you admit that you still believe in and stuff? So, okay, my husband, he's always getting on to me for being superstitious, but I'm not really. There's just a few I remember and from when I was a child, and they still hang around in my mind. How about things coming in threes? Now, I admit I do believe in that one. I've seen it happen too many times. Usually deaths in the family occur in threes. Accidents such as airplane crashes occur in threes. And whoever opens a pocket knife must also close it. My husband goes by this. If he hands me one already opened, he makes sure I don't close it before I give it back to him. And also, don't give a knife to anyone. It'll cut your friendship. And I remember when I was first married, Mom bought me out a paring knife because I didn't have any. But she wouldn't give it to me. She made me give her a penny in return. I thought that was neat. And opening an umbrella in a house. I know this one could not possibly cause bad luck, I wouldn't think, but you'll never catch me doing it. And I about had a tizzy one time when one of my kids started to open up one in the house. I said, no, you can't do that. And stopping a rocking chair from rocking. And that's another one I still go by. They say evil spirits will come in and sit if one is left rocking. And I know this is not true or anything, but I still stop empty rocking of empty chairs. I guess it's just a habit now, not a superstition to me. And my foot's itching. It means I'm going to walk on strange ground. My nose is itching. That means someone is coming. I remember when I was a child, I was at a neighbor's house playing, and one of the girls, her nose was just itching and itching. It wouldn't stop, and she said, I wish they would hurry up and get here, whoever's coming, so my nose would stop itching. I thought that was funny. Okay, if your ears are burning, someone is talking about you. And, okay, when my husband or one of my boys would leave for work, I always watch them when they leave, but I'll turn away right at the last minute, so I don't see them pass out of sight. Now, my mother told me this one. She told me this one before I got married and I was, dating my husband. I'd always watch him go out of sight. And she said, don't do that. She said it would, I think, bring bad luck or whatever. So ever since then, I haven't done it. I'll always turn before they get out of sight. Okay, and when you have a dream, if it's a bad dream and you don't want it to come true, do not tell it before breakfast because it'll come true. And I still do that. Now, if it's a good one, I'll tell it because I want it to come true. But if I have a nightmare or something, I won't tell it before I have breakfast. And, okay, you don't thank a person for flowers and plants they give you or they won't grow. And I know a lot of people around here, go by that. And I'll just say I appreciate it. If somebody gives me one, I won't thank them for it. And unless absolutely necessary, I will not walk under a ladder. And we've all made a wish on a wishbone of a chicken. The person who gets the long end gets the wish. And we still do that. And we've all heard, don't step on a crack, it'll break your mother's back. And this is a thing, like if you're out and it's been raining and you see smoke rising, in the hills, among the trees and stuff. Now, I know my daddy, he always told me, he said that's a groundhog brewing his coffee. And I always thought that was kind of neat when I was a kid. I could just picture in my mind that groundhog up there brewing coffee. And as a child, we poured the petals off of a daisy to see if our boyfriend loved us or loved us not. And if you go to bed laughing, you'll wake up crying. And this is one my mother always told us. She said, clean out all your bowls at dinner and there'll be a fair day tomorrow. And I think we just didn't want to put leftovers in the fridge or something, but now she always said that. And when I was a child, to get rid of warts, we would rub a green bean leaf on it and put it under a rock. When the leaf rotted, the wart would be gone. And if a bird flies into your house, it means there will be a death in the family. Dropping a comb is bad luck. And of course, we've always, wished upon a shooting star or the first star at night. And reciting that verse, wish I may, wish I might, have this wish I wish tonight. And it seems that we all had these little superstitions. But from what I've heard about my grandmother, she was very bad at it. And she believed in so many. And one of the things was the first person to walk in your door on New Year's Eve had to be a male. And she practiced this. I had a cousin. She told me, she said, me and my brother came over to her house one day on New Year's Day, and she made my brother come in first. She wouldn't let me go in the door first. And you couldn't hang up your clothes outside on Old Christmas. That was January the 6th. And I'm sure my mom must have got this one from her. When I was pregnant with my first child, she got a string, tied my wedding ring on the end of it, and put it over top of my belly. And, this really happens. It's really weird how it does. But that string will start moving. It'll either go round and around in a big circle, or it'll go back and forth like this. Now, if it goes in a big circle, it means you're going to have a girl. And if it goes from side to side, it means you're going to have a boy. And there's plenty more, I'm sure. And I think I might do another one maybe on Old Wives' Tales, later. But feel free to tell us about your superstitions, in the comments, or maybe comment about some of mine, and tell me if you still believe in them or not. And like I say, I still practice some of these, And if you like this post, give it a like. And if you're not already a subscriber, I would appreciate you hitting the subscribe button. So this is about old Appalachian superstitions and old sayings. Like I said, I live in West Virginia, and I grew up with a lot of these all my life, and I just wish that when I was young, I would have talked to my grandma and mom more about them and seen what they said. But anyway, this is Janet Smart of Country Living, and I hope you got a kick out of some of these superstitions and old sayings. And do you believe in any of them? Let me know in the comments.